Welcome to this week's midweek reflection. And today we thought it good to kind of get you out of the house, as it were, and just to get out in nature here in Tollcross Park, close to where we live. And thinking today about nature and the animal kingdom and what we can learn from them in these challenging and trying times. I remember recently seeing a cartoon of a dog and its owner sitting on a bench or something next to a lake, and the dog is looking at his owner, and he's got this little thinking bubble on top of his head showing what he's thinking, and it shows him thinking about exactly what he's doing, sitting with his owner. And on the man's side, his thinking bubble, you can see him thinking about aeroplanes and money and business. I think during this time of the COVID-19 crisis, we are all thinking about and wondering what's going to happen next, what's coming next, and worrying about not being able to control what's going to happen in our lives over the next few months and even years. But I'm reminded of Job, and in chapter 12 of the book of Job in the Old Testament, Job says, listen to the animals, listen to nature, listen to the earth, and it will tell you that God is its maker, that it is in control, and that God is in control. I think we can learn a lot in this time from nature, from being present. I remember recently our dog Levi lying on the bed next to me, and I'm kind of cuddling up with him, and I'm looking at him, and as we humans do, I'm making a calculation in my mind, and I realize that he's about 3 years old now. They live up to maybe 15 years. We've only got a few more years left, and I begin to get sad, and I tell him, please, you've got to live forever. And I remember him just turning over on his back, asking me to rub his belly, not worrying about when he's going to die, not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, but just being in the moment and being with me on the bed, having his tummy scratched. Maybe we can learn a lot from nature. Maybe nature and animals can give us a clue as to how we can live our lives. I recently read a prayer by Nadia Boltzweber, and it says something about being in the present and finding God in the present. That even though our churches may be closed and we might not be able to worship together as we were used to, the simple things in life, just being us, just being in our houses and doing the things we do, can also be a form of worship. Let us pray this prayer together. I do not know when we can gather again in worship, Lord. So for now, I just ask that when I sing along in my kitchen to each song on Stevie Wonder's Song in the Key of Life album, that it could be counted as praise. And that when I read the news and in my heart it tightens in my chest, it may be counted as a Kyrie. That when my eyes brighten in a smile behind my mask as I thank the cashier, may it be counted as passing the peace. And that when I water my plants and wash my dishes and take a shower, may it be counted as remembering my baptism. And that when the tears come and my shoulders shake and my breathing falters, may it be counted as prayer. And that when I stumble upon a Tabitha Brown video and hear her grace and love, may it be counted as hearing a homily. And that as I sit at my table in my apartment and eat one more homemade meal, slowly, joyfully, with nothing else demanding my time or attention, may it be counted as communion. Amen.